What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and thank you for understanding that YouTube is now run by AI. Well, it is allowing general discussions about crypto, NFTs, and other digital assets. That's all that this video is. It's not a promise, promotion, suggestion, recommendation, guarantee of any kind. Just you and I going over the latest crypto news, of course, the latest market analytics, and focusing in on the price action of LUNC in the video. Now, let's just start right here since this is where we're at. You can still see some very good signs. All of the moving averages are up or rising. You've got Terra Luna Classic above all of them, except the very short-term 5 and 6 day moving averages. And in the shorter term, moving averages are above the longer term moving averages. These are extremely bullish signs that technical traders use to buy these assets. As a matter of fact, if you were a technical trader, you would be buying, or could be buying, that doesn't mean that you have to buy moving average crossovers, but a lot of technical traders would have come in here and bought down in this area right here as the shorter term moving averages crossed above the longer term moving averages. Now, maybe a more conservative technical trader would have come in this area right here and bought as the 50-day exponential crossed above the 50-day simple. You know, it all depends, right? But nonetheless, a shorter term moving average crossing above a longer term moving average would have resulted buying in this area about 4,000 points per coin. And of course, here we sit, you've doubled your money at 9,000 points per coin. So a lot of people making a lot of money in Terra Luna Classic right now. And of course, I believe the gains could continue on. The overall market is conducive to that growth. We're still sitting almost dead neutral, a level of 48 right now, which is near straight up and down. Altcoin season, about as neutral as you can get, sitting at level 41 right now. And of course, the average RSI is floating between 55 and 60, which is still neutral territory. So the market is extremely cautious at the moment. Doesn't necessarily know what's going to happen next. Traders aren't greedy. They're not fearful. But that fear still lingers in their mind. So it is in the back of everybody's minds right now that the world could end tomorrow and their cryptocurrency investments could go to zero. And you know, the days of I don't know, I guess short-term past have scarred investors, right? We forget what it's like to be greedy. We forget what it's like to be optimistic because, of course, we've been dealing with the fear, extreme fear, and neutral territory for a year and a half straight now, with almost zero signs of greed in the last, 18 months. That's kind of crazy. So when that greed returns, dude, it is going to be so juicy when that, this is just me talking right here, but it is going to be so juicy when that greed returns and when extreme greed sets in. I believe, and this is like just me talking, it's speculative, don't rely on this, whatever. It's been such a long time, okay? It has been so long since traders, investors, retail, the crypto world has seen extreme greed that when that sets in, it could literally be like a bull market super cycle, okay? Because the last time we saw extreme greed was for about a week or two at the end of 2024. And you saw some fantastic price action taking place then with Solana near 300. You know, you had Trump coin running to $80 per coin. There were all of these fantastic gains to be had. But it's been so long. And what we did have was so short-lived that the emotion could overwhelm retail, and we could just get a mass influx of buyers that drives prices crazy. Don't wait until then to buy. Buy when others are fearful. Buy when the fear is still lingering. Buy when prices are low, so that, of course, you can take advantage of the prices when they are high. Now, here's what the analysts have to say about Terra Luna Classic. It says LUNC plunged 21% in 24 hours as trading volume dropped 28% to $186 million. In fact, the daily trading volume fell by more than 28% to $186 million. Naturally, it showed that market participation weakened significantly during the sell-off, which is a good sign, guys. Okay, if you had increased volume on a sell-off, it would mean that more people are essentially giving up, more people are selling off. But of course, falling volume and a falling price just means that there's less buyers out there. Now, the client also raised substantial portions of LUNC's valuation that ultimately pushed its market capitalization towards $488 million. And that was 2 days ago, right? We had a nice profit taking that saw Terra Luna Classic go from nearly 1,200 points per coin back down to about 8,600 points per coin, or 12,000 points per coin. I don't know what I just said. Down to about 8,600 points per coin. And we're bouncing off these moving averages yet again. Guys, this is still a very bullish chart, right? If anybody looked at this, they wouldn't say that Terra Luna Classic is bearish. They would say Terra Luna Classic is bullish. And the fact that the falling price was on falling volume doesn't mean that traders are convinced this rally is over. It is some healthy profit taking that you would expect after the price tripled in value, right? Let these guys get out. What it means is then they get out, there's less people willing to sell. And then the price rises again, can push through, and of course the sky is the limit on Terra Luna Classic. Now, it goes on to say that bulls absorbed heavy liquidation pressure. At the time of writing, long traders experienced severe losses during the latest correction as liquidation imbalances widened sharply across exchanges. CoinGlass Analytics showed that long liquidations reached exactly 45,000, while short liquidations totaled 5.2 thousand. Those are extremely low numbers, right? Guys, when you're talking about long and short liquidations on futures, those are such small numbers across exchanges that Terra Luna Classic has exponential potential from here. Think about it. The entire market showing only $45,000 in long liquidations. Either people are trading on extremely conservative leverage or there's not much trading going on. Now, it says the large disparity reflected aggressive bullish positioning before the market reversed lower. Gate.io alone recorded 32,000 in long liquidations, while BitGet followed with $12,000 in liquidations. We're used to seeing tens of millions of dollars in liquidations, right? On the short side, BitGet contributed the largest share at 4.69 thousand, whereas Gate.io recorded only $391. That's probably one dude that was short Terra Luna Classic and got liquidated there. So if you guys are interested in buying, one of the places that I own Terra Luna Classic futures is on the KCEX exchange.